Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be predicting the NBA 2026 playoff bracket. I'm Ben Silk and I'm here with
Kevin,
Jonas,
and I'm Anthony.
and we're going to get started. Before we get to the playoff bracket, as the season has come to an end, I want to get your guys' take. Who do you see winning the MVP based on the season? Anthony, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll start us off. I think the regular season MVP is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's pretty much, if you've been watching him this season, he's been a stud. He broke Will Chamberlain's record for consecutive 20-point games. I think he's averaging 30. And the Thunder are doing really well because of him. I think it's going to be SGA.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Anthony. I'm gonna go with SGA, but I do think it was a close race this year between these three players I'm about to name: Luka Doncic, Shai, and then Wemby, obviously. But I'm gonna give the edge to Shai just because his team has the best record in the NBA. He's averaged over 30 points a game, and he's just been the most dominant and consistent player all season long. And he played a lot of games, and I do think Luka was close, but sadly Luka got injured, and
Yeah, I'm going to agree with both Kevin and Anthony here. Yeah, Shai just having another great season from just continuing his success from last year with the championship. And sometimes these championship teams have like slumps after the year, but not the Thunder and not Shai. Shai had a phenomenal season, and not much else to say. I think it's a lock for Shai to get that award.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing with everybody. Like I said, Shai's just been killing it all season, still leading the Thunder to victories, and probably will continue through the playoffs. So, Shai, he's been killing it. I think he's definitely going to be a player to be watched for in the next couple of years in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure. But now let's get to the part of the video, which is the main focus. We have our playoff bracket predictions, and we're gonna start off with the East play-in, So Anthony, you want to start us off with your East play-in predictions?
So first game, I got Sixers Magic. I got the 76ers winning that. I have them being the 7th seed in the actual postseason, actual playoffs, playing the Celtics. And for the 9 and 10 game, I got the Charlotte Hornets. They've just been on fire. Great young team. LaMelo Ball's going well. But the whole team's doing great. And for the Hornets Magic game, I got the Hornets winning that game and being the 8th seed playing Detroit Pistons.
For the 76ers Orlando game, I do think it's going to be a close one. Obviously, the 76ers are banged up a little bit right now, and they're going against a team that's pretty well-rounded defensively. And Paolo's one of the best players in the NBA. He's been pretty consistent over the last few years. They also have some young players on that squad. I like Bane on the Magic. And then for the Hornets Heat game, I do think that's going to be a close one. But I'm going to give the edge to the Hornets as well. I do think Bam Adebayo could cause some issues for that team because they do lack a little bit of size. But give me the Hornets to move on to play the Magic. And then I'll take the Hornets to beat the Magic to move on to play the Pistons. So it'll be the Hornets and Pistons and the 76ers and Celtics.
Yeah, so for Hornets and Heat, I think that's going to be a solid game, a solid 9-10 game battle to play the loser, the 76ers Magic game. I do think the Hornets are on a bit of a run right now. I think they're going to be able to take that one easily against the Heat. Then you got 76ers Magic. It's going to be a good game for sure, but I think the 76ers find a way to come out on top in this one. And then for Hornets Magic, I think it's going to be the Hornets continuing on the run that they have been on to fight and get into the playoffs as the 8th seed to take on the Pistons.
For my 7th and 8th seed, I got the Sixers beating the Magic. I just think Obviously, Embiid is out, I know, for the season, so obviously that. But I think Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, I think they're phenomenal players. I think they can do, they can lead their team over. And they'll play the Celtics for the second seed in that series. And then the Magic will go against the Hornets for the 8 and 10. I got Hornets winning because, like I said, they just been doing well. LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple, and just their whole team has just been a solid team. And like I said, Hornets and Magic, and I got Hornets winning, and they'll play the Pistons.
Alright, but now let's take a look at the rest. Anthony, you want to start us off?
Yeah, for the 7th and 8th seed game, I got the Phoenix Suns beating the Portland Trail Blazers. I just think the Suns are a better team. The Trailblazers are a young team, but I think the Suns are just better. They got Jalen Green and a bunch of other stars on that team. Then for the Warriors Clippers, I'm gonna have to go with the Golden State Warriors. I just don't think the Clippers are a playoff team. Didn't they start off the season horribly? I think they did, right? And then they found a way, I guess, to make it a play-in, but I don't think they're worthy enough to be a postseason team. And then for the Warriors Trailblazers game, I do have the Golden State Warriors being the 8th seed against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I got the 7th seed Phoenix Suns, 8th seed Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, so 7-8 game here for the play-in. Suns take on the Trailblazers. I'm going to take the Suns in this one. I think it's going to be a little bit of a blowout. I'm going to take the Suns because of Devin Booker and Jalen Green and some of the other role players. I think that Devin Booker is obviously an all-star, and he's just going to carry them in this one. He's been great all season long. So the Suns will take on the Spurs. And then in that 9-10 game, it's going to be a good one. Steph Curry's playing, obviously, but he's coming off an injury. He's been out for a while, and he's going against the Clippers, who are pretty good, all-rounded. Defensively, they're pretty solid. Kawhi Leonard, he's been great all season long. I also like Darius Garland and some other players. So I am going to take the Clippers to beat the Warriors just because Steph is banged up. He's been unhealthy all season long. And yeah, so that would be the Clippers and the Trailblazers to play OKC. And I'm going to take the Clippers. I think Kawhi's going to get it done in that game. And yeah.
Alright, so Suns and Trailblazers. I think it's going to be a solid game, but at the end, I feel like the Suns are the more experienced team, has better players with Booker and Green, and I just feel like the experience, better well-rounded team, I think they get it done. Move on to take on the Spurs, and then for the 9-10 game battle to play the Trailblazers, I think, Clippers, Warriors, should be a solid game, but I just feel like the Clippers have been the better team as of late, and Warriors had a rough season as a 10 seed. I think the Warriors season does end here, and I think Clippers win that, and then battle between the Clippers and the Trailblazers. I think it's going to be the Clippers who get it done, and they'll take on the Thunder in the first round.
So for my 7th and 8th seed, I think that the Suns are going to beat the Blazers and then play the Spurs for the 2nd seed. Then I got Clippers and Warriors. I have Clippers beating the Warriors. I just think, I don't know. I just feel like Warriors, it was been a good team for a couple of years. Obviously, they got Curry. I just don't feel like they have a supporting cast around them except for Curry. Just in my opinion. You got Draymond defensive. But I don't think anybody else scoring-wise is not helping. I just don't think that. I think Clippers get it done with Kawhi and them guys. And it would be Clippers and Blazers. And like I said, the better-rounded team, better experience. Kawhi used to be MVP, Finals MVP. Yeah, I'm going with Clippers to go play the OKC in the first round, and Blazers are out.
Alright, but we're now on to the playoffs, and we got some solid matchups set up. Anthony, you want to start us off with the East?
The East, okay. So the first matchup, we got the Pistons and the Hornets. I think the Pistons are going to sweep them. I did say the Hornets are on fire. I did say that the Hornets are a nice young team. That's good shooters, but Pistons are playing really, really well. Cade Cunningham's having one of his best seasons of his career. And Jalen Duren is having also a really great season. And yeah, that team is really, really good. So I got the Pistons sweeping the Hornets. And to the 2 seed and the 7th seed, you got the Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers. I am a Sixers fan. Ben is a Celtics fan. A bit of rivalry we have there. But as much as I want to say 76ers, I got to go Boston Celtics. I think the Celtics are going to win in 6. Yeah, I think the Sixers are just too hurt to could possibly be out for the first round of the playoffs with the surgery he just had. And Celtics, they got Tatum back. They're doing really, really well. So I got to do Celtics at 6. Then Knicks, Hawks. I got to take the Knicks in 5. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Cat. Those big 3. Those guys have also been playing really well this year. Got to take the Knicks. And then Raptors, Cavaliers. As much as I want to go Cavaliers, I don't know. James Harden in the playoffs scares me. And yes, Cavs do have Donovan Mitchell. But the Raptors have Scotty Barnes, so I'm going with the Raptors.
So, Pistons, Hornets. This is going to be an exciting one. I think this could be the best series in the East for sure for the first round. The Pistons slowed down a little bit towards the end of the season just because they were missing their MVP caliber player in Cade Cunningham. And they're taking on a young, hungry team in the Hornets. This team led by LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple, Brandon Miller. Team with a lot of young, talented players. They can shoot the lights out. And they're taking on the Pistons, who have been the best team in the East all season long. I am going to say this is a close series. Maybe we're in an upset watch in this series right here. But I'm going to say the Pistons get it done in 6 games. I do think the Hornets get 2 games in this one. But it's going to be a tough one for the Pistons. The Hornets are going to be feisty. And I can see them maybe pulling off an upset. Who knows? But then we go to the 2-7 game. The Celtics take on the 76ers. This is not even going to be close. The Celtics are going to stomp on them. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give the 76ers a game. I think maybe the Celtics have an off night, but Celtics take that one in 5. And then we have the Knicks, Hawks. Another young, hungry team in the Hawks led by Jalen Johnson, who's had an all-star season. Some players in there. It can give us some problems. I'm a Knicks fan. But I do think the Knicks get it done in 5 games. The Hawks, I don't think they're going to have enough, not talent, but they're not going to have enough of the depth that the Knicks have. The Knicks have the most depth around the NBA. So much players that can step up when it's needed. And yeah, the Knicks get it done in 5 games. They'll take on the Celtics in the second round. And then we have the Cavs Raptors, another series that I don't think is going to be close, just because Toronto it looks to me like a regular season team. They're not going to carry what they did in the regular season over to the postseason. And they're a younger team. I do like Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and some other players on that team, but they don't have enough talent to keep up with the Cavs. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, some other players there. So give me the Cavs in 5.
Alright, so starting off with the Pistons and Hornets. It's going to be a solid matchup, I think. Hornets with Con, Ball. It's going to be, they're going to give them a fight. Cade coming back from his injury recently. It may affect how he plays a bit, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why the Pistons were a 60-win team, and yeah, even without Cade, they were still winning a bunch of games, and I think the Hornets may give them a bit of a fight towards the beginning of the series, possibly a 1-0 lead maybe, but I think Pistons are going to be able to take control of that series pretty fast. I think Pistons take it 4-1, taking it in 5. But now on to the Celtics and 76ers. Yeah, this should be a good one, but Celtics, yeah, they're just a better team here. Yes, I am a Celtics fan, but not being biased or anything. Like I just know that they're the better team here. Have just better, very deep, better rounded, and yeah, a team that was supposed to not make the playoffs this year, having 56 wins. They're gonna be a scary team throughout the playoffs for sure. But I think in this first round, 76ers maybe give them a fight. I think they take one, but I think the Celtics win the series in 5. And then you got the Knicks and Hawks, and the Hawks have been on a run bit of late, and I think they're going to surprise some people here, making the series interesting. I think the Knicks could possibly be up like 3-1. Hawks come back, tie the series at 3, but I do think the Knicks will be victorious, winning this, and I got them winning it in 7. And then you got the Cavs and the Raptors, a series that I feel like could go either way, but I'm going to stick with the Cavs here because they do have their experience, and yeah, this is the first time the Raptors have made it in a long time. And I just feel like the Cavs, they're the better team here. I think the Cavs get it done against the Raptors, and they'll do it in 6 games.
Okay. Okay. So my East first round started off with the number 1 Pistons and the number 8 seed Hornets. Like everybody was saying, I think this matchup is something that everybody wants to see. I think this series can actually go to a game 7 because the Hornets just been doing that good. I think they can give the Pistons literally a fight. But at the end of the day, it all comes to the end. The Pistons been the number 1 team all season. 60 games wins, like Ben said, during the season. So I got Pistons getting it done over the Hornets to move on. For my fourth is Cavaliers, and the 5th is Raptors. That was a little hard series for me too, but I got the Cavs. I think Donovan Mitchell, like I said, young, talented guard. Like I said, Cavs just have a solid team. They have a solid core. Like I said, more experience. I feel like they'll be able to get it done over the Raptors. The 3rd seed Knicks and the 6th seed Hawks. I think it was last week these two teams played, and literally I watched the game. This series might be. I don't think it'll go to game 7, but I do think it'll be an interesting series to watch. But it came down to the wire when they played, and Knicks got it done. And I think the Knicks can, like I said, do it again. I think they can beat the Hawks in the series. So I got Knicks going. Like I said, Jalen Brunson, Cat, Mikal Bridges, got a nice core. Then for my 2nd seed Celtics and my 7th seed Sixers, that's pretty easy. Celtics. Like I said, Tatum is back. Tatum is he's been recovering. Came back from recovery very well. Brown's been holding it down. For the Celtics, got to give where credit is due. The team is just Celtics. What finds to me with the Celtics, they always win when they don't they're always in winning, even if they have a missing star player out. And like I said, they have a solid bench. I think Celtics get it done.
All right, but now let's go over to the rest. Anthony.
All right, so the first matchup, the Thunder versus the Golden State Warriors. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder sweep the Golden State Warriors. That team is really, really good. Depth-wise, they're really great. They're well-rounded. They got some size. They got shooters. They got playmakers. So that's a sweep there. For this 2 seed, 7th seed matchup, we got the Spurs and the Suns. Spurs kind of the same thing as the Thunder. They got some really great shooters, really good playmakers. De'Aaron Fox, Castle, and as of right now, we'll say Wembanyama, but he hasn't played in the past few games for the Spurs. We'll see. I think he'll be okay for the first round of the playoffs, but if he's not, then it could change. This matchup could change without Wemby. But if Wemby plays, I got the Spurs winning in 6 against the Suns. Nuggets, Timberwolves, I got the Nuggets in 7. And then Rockets, Lakers. Everybody's saying, because the Lakers are Austin Reeves, most likely out for the remainder of the season. Luka, we'll see what happens with him. But I have the Lakers beating the Rockets in 7. I don't know. I think LeBron is going to pull out with a win and make the Lakers advance.
Alright.
Alright. I have OKC going against the Clippers. I don't think it's going to be close. OKC obviously has been the best team all season long. Now they're going up against a playing team. Give me the Thunder to sweep the Clippers. Then we bring it down to the 2-7 game. The Spurs will take on the Suns. Another team that's been dominant all season long. Wembanyama is going to cause a lot of issues for the Suns, especially with his size. It's not really, the Suns are missing that center, that big man on that team, so Wemby will dominate in that series. Another sweep in the West. And then we go to the Nuggets, Timberwolves. Now, this could be an upset, but I'm going to stick with the Nuggets just because Anthony Edwards was injured towards the end of the season, and when you have a little bit of a break, especially, it could be good or bad. You know, you could be cold, or you could get that like refresh, you're healthy, you're ready to go. Now, I don't want to like doubt Anthony Edwards, but I do think the Nuggets will get the revenge because the Timberwolves did beat the Nuggets, I think, last year or something. So give me the Timberwolves to lose in this one. 4-2, 6-game series. Nuggets win. They move on to play the Spurs. And then we have the Lakers, Rockets. Now, if the Lakers didn't have that injury-riddled ending, this would be another story. But because the Rockets are the healthier team, they have Kevin Durant, who's experienced in the playoffs. I'm going to take the Rockets in a close series. I'm going to say it goes to 6 games. The Rockets advance to play the Thunder in the second round.
Alright, so starting off with the Thunder taking on the Clippers for the 1-8 game. Yeah, Clippers, they did a good job making it this far, but the Thunder are just a much better team, and Clippers would be lucky to get one, but I think Thunder take the series easily, sweeping the Clippers here. And then Spurs and Suns, another series. I think it's going to be similar to Thunder. I think they're able to sweep the Suns there. Suns just not as good as they used to be like a few years back, and yeah, I think the Spurs, they've been phenomenal, playing phenomenal basketball, and they're going to carry that into the playoffs to beat the Suns. And then you got the Nuggets and Timberwolves. Possibly it could be the best series of the first round. 2 solid teams, and at the end of the day, though, I think with Ant-Man out, coming back, and then the Nuggets, they've been on a roll. They've had, I think, 11 or 12 straight wins to end the season, so the Nuggets are on fire right now, and they're coming into the playoffs hot. I think the Timberwolves maybe give them a fight, but I think they get Timberwolves able to get 2, but that'll be later in the series because I think the Nuggets get it done, and I just think Nuggets are just gonna continue that momentum from the season and able to take control of the series early in this one. But Nuggets take that one in 6, and then Lakers, Rockets. If the Lakers have Luka and Reeves, and probably have a different pick on this one, but they're just too banged up right now. I don't think LeBron's gonna be enough. And the Rockets, like, you look at Durant, you look at LeBron. Like, in addition to Durant, they just have much better depth and players compared to LeBron. I just think right now, based on those injuries, like, they're just a better team overall. But I'll be nice. I'll give the Lakers 2 wins, but I think the Rockets take that one in 6 games.
Okay. Great picks out. Okay, so we're gonna go to the first round. So the number 1 Thunder and the number 8 Clippers. That's no question. Thunder, like I said, championship team last year. Like I said, still killing this year. Number 1 in the West. Gonna move on to the semis. Then move down to the 2 seed Spurs, 7 seed Suns. Actually, what's so funny is I wasn't even thinking about it, but I had Suns actually beating the Spurs. But I'll actually change my mind. I got Spurs
How you
beat.
could do that?
We can't.
No, you can.
Okay, well, I'm gonna switch it because I ain't gonna lie. Now, I wasn't even thinking about because of Wemby, but Wemby, like I said, Stephon Castle and their supporting cast, I got Spurs beating the Suns, so they'll move on. So I'll make sure I knock the Suns out. Then we'll go to the Nuggets and Timberwolves, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to switch it again. I ain't gonna lie. Because I really like Ant Edwards. I think Ant Edwards could be an MVP in the next couple seasons. I really like him. And I like Bones Highland, which is on the Timberwolves. He's really been a solid play for them this season. And, you know, honestly, maybe I will keep my pick. I think I'm gonna take the underdogs. I think I'm gonna take the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves got something to prove. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna keep them. I'm not gonna say the Nuggets. And then Lakers and Rockets. That LeBron James song is done. Because like I said, he ain't your glorious king. He's not bringing you against the Rockets. Like I said, Lakers are banged up. Like I said, Luka's trying to come back. Not gonna come back. Austin Reeves not gonna come back. Banged up Rockets, more experienced. KD's been in this position throughout his whole career. He's gonna lead this Rockets team to the semifinals. Yeah.
All right. So now on to the next round. Anthony, you want to start us off?
We're going to the East, right?
Yes, East.
Next round of the East, Celtic. First matchup I got Celtics Knicks. I got the Celtics winning that at 7. Yeah, pretty much what I said. Celtics are a way better, not a way better team, but the better team. They got size. They got some good shooters, and they got Tatum. Pretty much what I said with the Sixers Celtics matchup. And then Pistons Raptors. Pistons. Yeah, I got the Pistons in that. I got the Pistons in 6 in that series, and then the Knicks Celtics. I got the Celtics in 7. We'll go back to the Pistons. Pistons, the better team. I got Cade. Durant. Yeah, I think the Pistons are going to win that series, and so I got the Pistons and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Alright, I'll start off with the Pistons and Cavs. I think there's going to be a solid series. Cade going against Donovan Mitchell. Definitely an exciting one there. But I am going to go with the Pistons because I do like how they have played team basketball all season long. That team has played consistently, and that consistency will beat inconsistency, and that's what the Cavs have been. They've been inconsistent. They'll have bad nights, and I don't think that's going to be a matchup that's good for them going against the Pistons, who are hard to beat. They're going to come and bring their best ball. So I will take the Pistons in 6 games. It is going to be somewhat competitive. I could see potential upset again just because I'm a little iffy about the Pistons because they're a young squad. But I am going to take the Pistons. Then we go to a coin flip of a series here. We have the Knicks taking on the Celtics. Now, we'll start off with the regular season talk here. The Knicks have dominated them from start to finish. The season started off against the Celtics. They dominated that game. And then to end the season a day ago, the Knicks beat the Celtics. They've done it all season long. But this is different. The regular season is different from the postseason. And the Knicks, they're a better team. They've shaped up well all season long against the Celtics in the matchups they've played. I like the size. The Celtics are missing a big man. I like Mitch and Cat to dominate in this series. I do like Jalen Brunson as well. But it's going to be hard to beat Jalen Brown, who has been a sneaky underdog for MVP this season. He's carried the Celtics. But I don't know. This isn't a great series here, but I am going to take the Knicks in 6 games just because, I don't know, I think Tatum is going to have a little bit of that. We saw last year when he got injured in the same exact series, in the same exact position, and there was an interview where he said he was nervous to return to New York, and I think he's going to be a little bit nervous. I do think he's going to be playing great basketball, but it's going to be tough for the Celtics to come into MSG and beat the Knicks, who are, I think, sneaky underdogs. Everyone's doubting them. They're saying they're not going to make it anywhere this year. But I'm sticking with my team, and yeah.
All right. Well, I'll get started off with the Pistons and Cavs matchup in the East, and a 1 versus 4 battle. I think the Pistons here are the better team. Cavs, I think, in the playoffs, they only make it so far, and it's going to be a similar situation as they faced last year. And I think maybe they give Pistons a bit of a fight, but I think it's going to be a pretty much dominated series by the Pistons, led by Cade. They've just shown how a great team they are all season long, and I think the Pistons get it done to advance the Eastern Conference Finals. And then we got Celtics Knicks. Yeah, a year ago, Celtics took on the Knicks in the playoffs, and that was a rough one. Probably the roughest series I've ever watched. We lost Tatum. We got dominated by a team that we should have won the series against, and that we dominated all season long. It was rough, but Celtics are coming for revenge. And now let's just take a look at the regular season. Yes, the Knicks dominated this year, but look at last season as well. Just something to point out. And this just shows you that the regular season means nothing in the playoffs. It was the Celtics who dominated the Knicks, winning. Pretty sure they won every single game against the Knicks last season. And then playoffs happened, and then Knicks wound up winning that series. So that shows regular season means nothing. But I think after what happened last year, the Celtics are going to come into this matchup hungry and prepared to get some revenge. And I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be a dominant performance by the Celtics. I'll be nice, I'll give the Knicks 1 after the Celtics go 3-0, but I think the Celtics are going to take it in 5, and it's going to be an ugly one for Knicks fans.
Whew, my God. I'm sorry hearing all these picks. All right, let's get into this second round. We're going east. All right.
Yeah.
So Pistons and Cavs. No explanation needed. Pistons, like I said, number 1 seed all season. Cade's gonna lead this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then Knicks and Celtics. Man, I think this. I honestly, I think this series is gonna be really good. I think this can also go into a Game 7. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Nets fan, and Knicks have been killing all season. I ain't gonna lie, like Celtics have been too. But I think I'm gonna take Knicks. I'm in it with JB, Cat. I'm just with that whole team. I think Mikal Bridges. I think they can beat they really think they can beat the Celtics to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Alright.
So for the Western side, we got Spurs Nuggets. This is gonna be Jokic if Wemby plays. I think he's gonna be alright. Jokic, Wemby, I mean, that's an exciting matchup right there. 2 of the best big men in the game. I do got to take Spurs. I think the Spurs are a better team than the Nuggets. And then we got the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers got no shot in this one. I think if this does happen, Thunder will dominate. Possibly another sweep situation, like the first round with the Warriors. Maybe the Lakers get 1 game, but I don't think so. I think the Thunder is going to sweep the Los Angeles Lakers, and I got the Spurs at 7. So my Western Conference Finals got the Thunder and the Spurs.
Alright, I'll start off with the OKC Rockets game. That's my 2 picks for the semifinals. I think I'm gonna take the Thunder in 5 games. I don't think the Rockets are gonna have a shot. I'll give them a game. I think the OKC gets it done in 5. But yeah, I don't think that one's gonna be close. And then we go to the Nuggets Spurs, which I think could be possible series of the playoffs. This is gonna be an incredible matchup right here. It's really gonna be between Jokic and Wemby, and it's gonna be who is gonna win in the paint like those 2 big men. Those are the 2 best in the NBA. You look at the matchup there, it's gonna really depend on those 2. But I do think this is gonna be a coin flip. I could see it going either way, but I do think it goes to 7 games. I'm gonna say the Spurs beat the Nuggets in 7 games and win off a game-winning shot. That's how close and magical this series will be. I'm going to say Stephon Castle gets a game-winning shot to give the Spurs to the Western Conference Finals.
Alright, well, for my West, I got OKC taking on Houston. Not much to say, but this matchup, OKC, a much better team. Houston may be able to grab one, but I think OKC is going to lose to the Western Conference Finals, and I have OKC beating Houston in 5. And then Nuggets Spurs. This is gonna be the matchup to watch in the playoffs. Gonna be some matchup compared to the Nuggets Thunder matchup a year ago in the playoffs. I think it's gonna be a close one a close battle that comes right down to the end. But I think it's gonna be back and forth battle. Possibly Nuggets surprise everyone going up 3-1 in the series, but I think it goes to 7, and I think the Spurs get it done in 7 games, coming back down 3-1, and the Spurs. It took them a little time to get used to just playing in the playoffs, but they're a good enough team that they could adjust fast, and it's going to be a great series that goes to 7, and I think the Spurs are going to get it done against the Nuggets.
All right, so this is semi. So we're gonna go Thunder and Rockets. I have Thunder obviously winning. Like I said, Rockets I think are gonna put a good fight, but I just think Thunder, like I said, this season I just think they can. I really think they can be the next dynasty, but like I said, we'll have to see. But I really think they can beat the Rockets and move on to the Western Conference Finals. And for Tims and Spurs, I'm gonna go with Spurs. You already know Wemby is going to dominate in that. I think with the size, Rudy Gobert's going to be in that paint area, but I think Wemby's still going to be able to dominate. And like I said, I think they just have a better rounded team, so I think they'll be able to get it done to move on to the Western Conference.
Alright, so now on to our Western and Eastern Conference Finals. We'll start off with East, and then we'll add our MVPs for Eastern and Western as well. Anthony, you want to start us off?
So going to the Eastern Conference Finals, I have the Pistons and the Celtics. I have that's going to be a really, really exciting matchup. Both teams are well-rounded. Both teams are great, and I do have the Celtics winning in 7, with the Eastern Conference Finals MVP being the guy who came back from injury, Jason Tatum. And for the Western Conference Finals, I have, which I think is, in the whole playoffs, the most exciting matchup in the playoffs. The Thunder, the Spurs. I have the Thunder winning in 7, with the Western Conference Finals MVP being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Alright, we go to my East. I have the Pistons taking on the Knicks. This is going to be a great one. I think the Knicks do have a great team. Like I've said, they have the best team in the NBA when it comes to depth. It's going to be tough for the Pistons. When their players get tired, they're going to have to go up against Jose Alvarado, Deuce McBride, players that will come in, and those are starting caliber players at our bench. So it's going to be tough for the Pistons. They've been a great regular season team, but like I've said, like everyone knows, it's different in the playoffs. And I think the Knicks, every year, they've gotten better. They've advanced. And after last year, after the heartbreaking Eastern Conference Finals, lost to the Pacers, I think this team is hungry. This team won the Cup this season. This team just wants something bad for the city of New York, and I think they're going to get it done. Give me Jalen Brunson to be the Eastern Conference MVP, and they beat the Pistons in 6 games.
Yeah, that's definitely no bias right there. But
I was just about to say.
yeah, but anyway, I got the Pistons taking on Boston, and this is gonna be a solid matchup. Pistons give a fight, but Celtics, I do think, are going to find a way to get it done, and it's going to be a good battle right to the end. I think it will go to 7 games, but Celtics and that experience, I think it will help when it comes down to it, and I think the Celtics will head to the Eastern Conference Finals. Kevin, who you got in the West?
In the West, I have OKC and the Spurs, and that's another great one. It's been the rivalry all season long in the West. It's been those two. They've been going at it head to head. And I'm going to say OKC gets it done in 6 games. I'm going to take that experience a little bit. Spurs, last season, obviously, they had the quality, the team that was capable of making the playoffs. Also, when we got that blood clot issue, and they lost the season. But I'm gonna take the experience as a team that's gone that won last year, and I don't think it's gonna be tough to get out the champs. And I think Shea wins again the Western Conference Finals MVP and takes on his team to play the Knicks in the finals.
Yeah, it's gonna be a solid matchup, Spurs and Thunder, and both teams are gonna come out to play for sure. I feel like it's gonna be the matchup of the playoffs, probably the two best teams in the league right now, and I could see either team taking it, but something tells me the Spurs are young. The Thunder have already made it. The Spurs, I feel like, are going to want it more because the Thunder just were there a year ago, and with that big team, they have a lot of players, got a lot of high draft picks from recent years. They got Fox, who wants a championship as well, hasn't won one yet, and just multiple other players as well. They got Luke Cornett. I think the Spurs are going to come into this series hungry, and I think it's going to be a close one, but I think after game 4, when it's a 2-2 tie, I think the Spurs are going to be able to figure something out and take control of this, winning this one in 6. And I got, Spurs and Celtics in the NBA Finals.
So Thunder and Spurs, Western Conference Finals. Like I said, I think this is gonna go to Game 7. But I do have I really want to say Spurs, but I gotta take Thunder. I think Thunder. I think they could beat them. I really think so. I know they did beat them. I think in the play-in this season, but I really think Thunder has. I think Shea. I think this whole team. Their chemistry is there as a team, and I think they could definitely get it done and go to the finals.
Yeah, and then East.
East, yeah. So East is Pistons and Knicks, which is kind of not crazy. But honestly, I think this is going to be a hot take, but I got Knicks beating the Pistons. I'm really with this Knicks team. I really just think they have the pieces. I think the pieces just need to, show up sometime in games. I think that's the main thing. Is can they perform or can they show in crucial times? And I think they can. I think the Knicks can get it done and make it to their first and go to the finals.
Alright, but, 3 of us forgot to do this. Kevin, we'll start off with you. Who you got winning the Western and Eastern MVPs?
Oh, I already said it. I said Jalen Brunson and shit.
Yeah, So, I got OKC and San Antonio. I think Wemby easily gets it. And then in the East, going with the guy that's won the Finals MVP before, has led the Celtics to a great season when they were supposed to miss the playoffs. That's Jaylen Brown. But, Josh, what about you?
So for like I said, I have Thunder beating the Spurs, and I got Shea winning Western Conference Finals MVP back-to-back 2-time. Now let's, like I said, add it to his resume. And then for Knicks and Pistons, like I said, I got Knicks winning. I got JB winning it. I think Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I think he could get it done.
All right, but now we're on to our finals. Anthony, who you got?
The NBA Finals, the Thunder and the Celtics. Celtics, they've dealt with a lot of adversity. Had a comeback, or Jason Tatum had a comeback mid-season, I'd say mid-season. Coming off a torn Achilles, I believe, right? Torn Achilles. And now they're 2 seed, and now they're here in the NBA Finals. The Thunder, they're a dominant team. I know I've said this multiple times, but they literally have everything. They got size, they got good rebounders, they got good shooters, good playmakers. So I have to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder going back to back, and the Finals MVP being SGA Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Alright, in my bracket, I have OKC taking on the New York Knicks. It's not even going to be close. I sadly don't want to pick the Knicks. It would be a sweep 4-0, but the Thunder would give the Knicks a game so they could win at home in front of their fans. So I'll take OKC 5 games. Yeah, I think it's just going to be dominant. I think we're going to see a little bit of what we've seen around all sports. We've seen it in baseball with the Dodgers, football with the Chiefs, seeing a little bit in the NHL right now. But it's been a little bit of that dominant team that's ruled these leagues now. And I think the OKC Thunder are going to be that next team. We've seen, like, their upcoming few years, they have multiple first-round picks, young players that are going to be coming into the NBA that can join the Thunder. So this is going to be a team that dominates for a long time to come. They're going to be tough to beat. This is the start of a dynasty. It's a repeat of last year. I'm taking Shea to win MVP back-to-back, literally everything, dominating the NBA. And yeah, your OKC Thunder are your 2026 NBA Finals champs.
Yeah, well, for my finals, I got the Spurs taking on the Celtics, the battle of 2 seeds, and yeah, this is gonna be a good one. You got Wemby, Spurs, Tatum, Brown, and the Celtics, and yeah, this is gonna be. We're set up for a great series there. Celtics obviously have more experience, but the Spurs are hungry. They're coming off wins against the Nuggets and OKC. However, and I just changed the pick last second. Yeah, the Spurs, they're a solid team, and they're gonna make it far. But I think that experience is gonna catch up to them, and they're gonna win multiple championships in the future, possibly a future dynasty. But the Celtics are they faced through so much all year, and yes, Spurs have some big good players, but the Celtics, they have a great system, and especially with Tatum back, they're gonna be a tough team to beat. And like we've seen multiple times in the past system, that could win it for you. You looked at just how great the depth is for this team, how many great players could step up in occasions when needed for the Celtics, and yeah, not having a big man, it may affect them a bit, but they got Quinta, they got players even stepping up there as well, and I think they've proved the haters wrong all season long, and I think the Spurs are going to give them a fight, but at the end of the day, I think their experience is going to really be what gets to the Spurs here. The Celtics have done this before, and I feel like at this point they'll be playing for more, and yeah, I think the Celtics are gonna win it in 6 games, and the Spurs make it interesting. The Celtics, I think they'll come in with a game plan and just at the end of the day get it done. I think it will be Jason Tatum battling back from that Achilles injury, coming back to win that MVP for the championship.
Well, it's the final countdown, like the song says. Thunder and Knicks. See, sad to say, Kevin. I would go with Knicks, but gotta go with Thunder. I think Thunder gets it done. I think, like I said, I think this is a dynasty that's gonna happen in the NBA. I really think that. And the Western Conference Finals MVP, back to back, is SGA Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and probably will make himself the best Canadian NBA player of all time if he does that. I think,
Yeah, that's for sure. But it's gonna be an exciting playoffs. Comment your predictions for the playoffs in the chat below. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm Ben Silk, and I was joined by
Kevin Dole.
Anthony Coletti.
and Jonas.
Have a great night, everyone. See you next time.